Fate of the universe on the line. I want Iguodala.
Kevin Durant. You know who I am.
Curry, way downtown. Bang! Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. Is this the dagger?
Wiggins is a star. The Raptors on par. Fans getting ejected. Reeves looking befuddled. Many more stories. As always on the Ask Ball is NBA podcast, your favorite NBA podcast in an Indian accent. My name is Ashwin, and before we start, I want to implore you to like this video and subscribe to the channel to show us positive reinforcements. In the association this week, Andrew Wiggins woke up to the great news as he was named an all-star starter for the first time and then walked into the whole world screaming at him for the same. Austin Reeves realized what it was like to have LeBron James have expectations of you, and Michael Jordan's bad luck with getting memed continued after the Lakers game. Speaking of repetition, I've got with me, as always, someone who never uses the same barber twice, someone who never went to entrance coaching, and someone whose favorite team has never won back-to-back rings. My co-host Vinith Devaya.
Oh, a little dig there.
It is true though.
It is a fact.
It is true. It is true.
But you are right. I've very rarely gone to the same barber.
Like without any research, I'm coming up with facts. It's ridiculous. I think.
Well, that's because I travel like very frequently. So like.
Yeah, that was my inside joke, that you've never been in the same place twice to have your, like, first of all, you don't cut your beard long enough. I mean, you don't cut your beard often. And secondly, you're never at the same place, like, you know, for an extended stretch of time.
My God, such thought. Mm-hmm. By the way, we are in the same time zone after 3 years.
Yes, I was going to address that only. Welcome back to India. Congratulations. You have come to India a married man. I hope the customs line was not that long.
No. Why should it be long for married people?
Usually, no, it's not that long. Like usually for married people, they like at least in Saudi Arabia and the Gulf countries and all, they shepherd the married people, like the families, separately, and all the single people have to stand in a long ass line. But the families get a different line that they can go through.
Oh, okay. Not in India. India, everyone is in the same line.
Oh yeah, really. And also, you didn't come with your wife, so you obviously look like a single man only.
Actually, it would have been good if I would have come with my, because she has a US passport, so I would go into the other nationalities line.
Oh,
maybe.
Yeah, only one way to find out.
And then when when they'll be like, oh no, your Indian passport, then I would have just, I didn't have to like stand in the line.
हमारी पत्नी देव के साथ आए हैं हम, हमको अंदर जाने दो.
It's possible.
Okay, Vinith, this video is like very spotty, man. It's just like the frame rate is ridiculously low. Is there something that can be done?
Nothing can be done, bro.
We'll just go with it. Let's roll with it. Okay. Alright, Vinith, we're going to start off with the All-Star list. We already have the East and West All-Stars. We'll talk about the snubs and all that sort of thing. But first, we'll start off with the list of All-Star starters for the East. And for the East, we have the captain, Kevin Durant. Probably won't play, but he was the highest vote getter in the East, and that's how the rules work. Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, Trae Young, and DeMar DeRozan. And on the Western Conference side, we had LeBron James, the captain, largest vote getter. LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, Andrew Wiggins, Stephen Curry, and Ja Morant. I mean, I didn't have like too many problems, but I think the Wiggins thing was the only sort of like we're like sort of, you know, one of those kind of things. I mean, Wiggins is not having a like breakout year or anything. Tyler Hero and him are sort of having Tyler Hero and him are having similar sort of stats, and Tyler Hero is not a and Tyler is on the number one team in the East, and you know, like he's probably playing the, like in the absence of Jimmy Butler, he's probably like, you know, the guy who's the go-to guy. So yeah, I mean, we made our feelings pretty clear. But do you think it would have been possible to have, like, I mean, the only opposition is, if not Wiggins, do you put Rudy Gobert in the squad? And like my thought process is that why do people think that, you know, Nikola Jokic center, that's it, no more centers can be done? The All-Star game is almost never played with like a symphony or a harmony of the All-Stars that are there. Like, so some years it's just too big, some years it is too small, but it doesn't matter because All-Star means All-Star, you know, and the selection has come through that way. And then on the other hand, my head is like, the All-Star was not made for anyone but the fans. Like earlier, you used to have only fans select the starters. It didn't have any sort of a media component or a players, coaches, players component or anything of that sort. And if the Janta has overwhelmingly said Andrew Wiggins should be a starter, then what exactly is the problem? The other problem is that, like, if Andrew Wiggins is not there, the next player in line was Draymond Green. So you know that a lot of this Bay Area influence, the Silicon Valley, bot army, click farm, whatever those words are, garnered words. So, like, where do you stand on that? Have I left you any place to stand?
You have asked 50 questions and then you're like, where do you stand on that?
Where is the place to stand?
This is a typical Ashwin question. Just
it's more a statement, and then it's like, fine, I'll let you also talk. So where do you think you can contribute to this?
No, I think obviously we have had this discussion on our Instagram page. If you haven't joined our Instagram page or followed in wherever Ashwin is pointing, but otherwise it's @BallIsBayPod. But yeah, I think I'm fine with Andrew Wiggins. He's not my favorite option. I think Rudy Gobert should have been there. I think even DeAndre Ayton had a good outside shot.
But Ayton didn't even play that many games. I think he's played in 28 games in the season. And look, the season is 42, 43 games old.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's possible. I didn't know he played that little games. I thought he played like 30 plus.
No.
Okay. Then probably not.
Then take it off.
I'll go.
Okay.
Yeah, then I'll go to Rudy Gobert. But that whole forward spots were kind of like very, weak in the West at least. So yeah, I'm happy for Andrew Wiggins really, because he really came through some tough times.
Absolutely.
Like having to replace LeBron James, then going to Timberwolves, and not really. I think he had enough shots to go there, but I'm disappointed that the fans voted him. Like I can understand him being there, and as a player, I can get all of that stuff, but it's just like it's become a charade at this point. With all the fans just voting left, right, and center, and there was Carmelo Anthony was in the top 10. Like it's just like who is voting for these people?
Just the big markets. This is why they have electoral colleges.
The big markets are really, they pissed me off during the Lakers time also, like with Kobe Bryant just getting selected into every All-Star game, whether he played well or did not play well.
I think the Kobe Bryant had nothing to do with the Lakers fandom. I think Kobe Bryant, everyone was voting him on. Like there was not going to be any way Kobe didn't make the All-Star game as long as he
Kobe was in the All-Star game in his second year, and
yes,
maybe
starter. He was a starter.
Points.
He was a starter.
Yeah. So let's
that
not
was
talk about
that was before he became that was before he became Kobe. You're talking about that first one. Yeah, first one, absolutely. Yeah.
First one, even second one, I would say. Second one also.
But we were not having a podcast then, so we can't really go we
can't really say that. So it gives me that similar vibes, which I am very against as a Spurs fan. But that's it. I don't really have much to say about it other than the fact that it's what the NBA has become. It's become an entertainment rather than the game itself. We have spoken about this in length about how players are now focused on like TikToks and reels and plays rather than winning basketball games. And when it shows up in the check, right? If you have a player who's famous but does not have results but is making a shitload of money, then everyone will like kind of gravitate towards that role, right? Instead of like no one is going to be a next Manu Ginobili or Tony Parker, right? Like that is gone, right? Like the Miami Heat, for example, are doing really well, but no one really knows them because I don't think anyone in their team is a very flashy, outspoken, creating drama kind of player. They're all dogs. They're all doing
the last thing. Drama that came out of Miami was when Tyler Herro made that snarl. One of those.
Yeah. Or when like Jimmy Butler got linked with this Rachel, which was the funniest thing. It was like, I mean, the internet is just so savage, man. Like, they just take this one clip of her like smiling sheepishly, and they'll be like, "Yeah, look at this. Definitely they had sex after." Like, come on.
East. In the East, I mean, my only gripe was Trae Young. That's it.
Trae Young.
I mean, apart from that, the East is like, it was pretty solid from the beginning itself. Like in the East, I think, like you can't really be like, I mean, Trae Young is obviously putting up numbers, but the team is doing so bad that you should not have given, he should not have gotten a starting. I mean, I'm sure he would have made it to the reserves anyways. I don't think that's because he's having an all-star game. But
he's famous. He's famous. Yeah.
He's famous, and I mean, he is doing everything he can. He's averaging 28 points and 90 assists. I mean, those are all-star numbers. I'm not saying that they are not all-star numbers, but
Right.
so the starters may.
Who would you replace Trae Young with?
I think Zach LaVine could have been with it. The Bulls duo has been absolutely. The Bulls have been amazing. They were I think LaVine got injured, but till then they were sort of the best team in the East, without doubt. And then now we have Miami Heat. It just makes no sense to me that Miami Heat, who have never had, I think their starters have played like 10, 11 games together. That's it, the main starters. And yet they are on top of it's ridiculous. I think major props to Eric Spoelstra for somehow managing to do this. And
are you saying coaches are important? Are you turning your tide on this whole coach being a scam thing?
No. See, listen. When your starters are not there, Jimmy Butler is not there, Kyle Lowry is not playing, Bam Adebayo is there. So those are your major stars. Now, when your stars are not there, then obviously something has to do with the coaching, because
coaching matters. You're saying.
I'm not saying coaching doesn't. I'm not saying coaching doesn't. I never said coaching doesn't matter. I just said that if everyone is fit and healthy, you can't really be like the coaching is the matter. There has to be that little test group and control group, right? You can't be like, okay, everything is going well. You have Durant, you have all Kyrie, Harden, everyone healthy, everyone vaccinated, everything is going well. And then if you lose, fine. I understand that the coach has to be blamed, or the players have to be blamed. But if you win, then you really have to be like, yes, probably the players are the reason for it. But for a team which doesn't have any of their major starters, like the three biggest stars, the three biggest contract people, if they are not there and the team is still number one in the East, and it's not an easy conference this time, the East, that means Spoelstra has to be given some sort of credit. That's all I'm saying. I think he'll be leading the All-Star, the team also, Eastern All-Star, because they are top of the league.
Yeah. Number one.
And on the East side, I think everything else is cool. I mean, like I said, Joel Embiid, Durant probably will get replaced. Giannis and DeRozan.
Who do you think Durant will get replaced with?
I can't tell you that now, because we're gonna. When you talk about the reserves, I'll talk about it then.
So let's go to the reserves.
We'll go to the reserves only. You wanna give out your reserves, and I'll give out after that East West.
No, you start first.
I'll start it first. I'll start with the Eastern Conference then. Okay. The Eastern reserves for my side is Fred VanVleet, Zach LaVine, James Harden, Tyler Hero, Jared Allen, Darius Garland, and LaMelo Ball. Yes, correct.
So only one from.
So that's my trick. Durant for me will get replaced by Jimmy Butler.
Oh. Small forward. God, Durant being a small forward is the biggest scam in the world.
It's like calling Dwight Howard an undersized center. All right, Vineet, your reserves, Eastern All-Star reserves. Tell us your replacement also for Durant.
Yeah, I think I agree with everything except for maybe Jared Allen. So that's the one that I'm not so into.
Okay. But who's your person then?
Oh, because I didn't think of this replacement thing.
That's okay.
Jimmy Butler was in my list.
Jimmy Butler was in your list. No?
Yeah. So it's Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero from this one, Fred VanVleet, Darius Garland, LaMelo Ball, and James Harden.
That's 6. There are 7.
And one more there, no? Yeah, that's the one thing. The one I didn't.
Okay. So this is without the replacement also. You came
How much
to
is
us.
6, right? 6 or 7?
Yeah, 7. There are 7 reserves.
But then one of that replaces. Oh, the replacement is extra. So I have to
Replacement
look
is
at
extra.
8.
Yeah.
I suck. Okay. Uh,
Now Jared Allen looks like a nice pick. Miles Bridges is there. Miles Bridges has been good.
Not Miles Bridges. What teams have been doing good? Charlotte, though, I've added LaMelo.
Charlotte, start with the Heat, Bucks, Nets.
Bucks. Nets we have added. Who else is
Your
there?
Cleveland Cavaliers,
So bad. Darius
76ers.
Garland. I mean, Mobley maybe. I'm going to put the rookie
Even Mobley.
over Jared Allen.
Whoa. I think it's,
I love Jared Allen though,
Ah.
but I feel like we have to give some like love to the rookie. He's got some KG type moves.
KG type. I know. You know what? I felt he was like a very modern. Like I saw the Cleveland game against who was it? Against the Bucks. Like he had a lot of Tim Duncan tendencies. Not as great. Not as not as
Yeah, I mean-
he has very good defensive awareness, and offensively also he's not like lost just because he's pretty tall and lanky. And he doesn't have like great moves, but he's not lost on offense. Like if you give him the ball, he uses a brain a lot. KG is a good comparison, but I think a little more of the passive Tim Duncan is what I saw.
You saw, yeah. I mean, from a what do you call that? Persona perspective, he has a more Tim Duncan than KG. But I think from a game perspective, he's more like Tim Duncan didn't have like flight. He didn't have like any upwards motion.
Maybe when he was
Mobley has
older,
that,
he okay.
When he was younger also he wasn't like he had a few dunks here and there, but his dunks were mostly like just a
I
hop.
mean, he's already 6'11", so don't really have to jump that much. But okay, I mean, I just he's not 7'1". He's listed 6'11" only.
Duncan?
Uh,
Oh, really? I thought he was 7'1".
I mean, I'm sure he
Yeah,
must be,
definitely
but
7'1".
no.
He's listed 6'11".
Listed, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if it's wrong, then it'll be here. So don't worry about it.
That's mine, man. I'm
That's
putting
yours.
the rookie in.
The rookie Evan Mobley, one of the first rookies to make it to the All-Star game since Blake Griffin, probably. I don't know. Blake Griffin was there in his first All-Star game, like rookie year. But technically, it was not his rookie year. Like he was injured the first year, so second year when he came in. I can't remember any other.
Ben Simmons was an all-star, right?
Not in his rookie year.
No?
I mean, I really don't know.
No.
But the East was pretty shit back then, so it's very possible that he was good. And he was very good in his first year also. He was also first year, didn't play. Second year was his first year. That kind of
Second.
so it's like
Who else is there, man, in the East? I was thinking about it, like to replace.
I looked at all.
Detroit Pistons.
I looked at all the numbers and all the things, whatever I could do. Jason Tatum.
Oh, Boston Celtics. Yeah, that's what. Okay.
They are
But Boston
terrible.
Celtics so bad, but yeah.
But Jason Tatum.
Tatum will get him. Tatum could be the replacement. Tatum could be the replacement for.
Tatum, I don't know why I took out Tatum. I think I took out Tatum for some reason. But his numbers are crazy.
Playing like shit.
No, he's not playing bad at all. He's playing good. But
He
efficient.
will be the replacement. He will be the wild card. I think.
Okay.
The replacement.
But I think I'm good with having Jared Allen over Tatum. I don't know. I think Tatum will definitely make it, no doubt about it. But I don't know. It's fine.
Why not?
Why not? Exactly.
Okay.
Maybe we'll
All
get a
right.
vote.
Your Western Reserves, bro.
Western Reserves, you go first, then I'll go.
No, you go first.
God, you've not made a list, no? You're just making me tell you the names.
You know me well, my friend.
So the Western All-Star Reserves are Chris Paul, Devin Booker from the Phoenix Suns, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell from the Utah Jazz, Karl Anthony Towns from the Minnesota Timberwolves, Luka Magic from the Dallas Mavericks, and this one I don't think will make it, but Draymond Green from the Golden State Warriors.
Draymond Green. Why don't you think he make it? Because he's not playing enough games, or?
Because I think first of all he's injured, but secondly, I think he's been great, but no, his triple single, he's very close to a triple double that way, like 8 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, something of that sort is there. I really, to be very honest, like one of my first choices was DeJounte Murray. I think even though the Spurs are doing terrible.
Yeah, he's in my
He's in your imaginary list. Okay. Tell us.
He's in my list. No, I had him as a list on my list.
He's playing
been playing
amazingly.
quite well.
Like absolutely playing as well as anyone can. He's also almost averaging a triple double, like some 20 points, 10, like 9, something like that.
I think he has like the third or fourth highest number of triple doubles in the season right now.
Yeah.
Something like that. First is Jokic.
Obviously.
I mean, I think mine also are similar, except for Draymond Green. I would have DeJounte Murray. What are you laughing? It's the same list. What's so funny, man?
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Your list is the same.
Do you want me to contradict your list? Is that what you want? Do you want me to come up with a list that is contradictory as well?
I'm telling you, see, because I did the research, right? It was very difficult to find these players only. Like
what?
I'm saying it's very difficult to find extra people. See, I was confused between.
No, wait. Listen. Suns, you have to give these two guys.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Jazz, you have to give the two guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Luka, you have to give. So 5 is
gone.
Put gone there. Okay. Then you have Cat.
I put Cat.
Everyone likes Cat. I think Anthony. I would have put Anthony Edwards instead of Cat because Anthony was more fun.
True.
Like you will see some nice dunks.
Absolutely.
Like it'll be a lot of fun. So I would have wanted to see Anthony Edwards over Cat, but I know that Cat will get all the votes, right? So then you have left is DeJounte Murray, the Spurs. Then which other team is there where you have like a star? You don't have any.
Draymond Green is there. Probably won't make it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so that's the only thing. Like even I thought maybe Draymond Green didn't play that many games. That's why he may not make it. That's the only reason why I had Murray over Green. Who was there? There's no one else. I mean, I really looked at Memphis a lot, and I was thinking Jaren Jackson could make it. But I ended up not taking.
Or Desmond Bain.
Is not. I don't think. Desmond Bain. I love
one award that Desmond Bain is already gonna get nominated for. It's gonna be the Ball is Bain Name of the Year.
Oh, nice name. It's got a great name.
Yes.
So that's the problem with the Memphis Grizzlies. Like no one really stands out, and no one's going to get the fan votes. Well,
there's no more fan votes anymore. There's only coaches vote.
Yeah. So I mean, if I had to pick someone from
that's what I meant when I said that there's not really much way. Like you can't really be like
there are only like 2 spots for that. No, that's only for 2 spots, right? That's the Cat and Draymond Green spot.
Cat,
but I think Draymond. Yeah, I think Popovich will do some lobbying for.
Murray deserves to play.
A lot of lobbying goes, huh?
A
lot of lobbying goes. Yeah.
But Murray has been playing really well, and because we don't talk about the Spurs much, I just want to say Murray has been playing absolutely amazing. I forgot which games I saw of his. Some games early in the morning, I forgot, but. Very like he's in control of the game. He's that point guard mentality. Like on defense also, I think he's leading the league in steals.
And he's got really long arms.
Really long arms.
Kawhi Leonard-ish.
Yeah, true.
And Popovich is five wins away from.
I was gonna tell you this. I've ruined it.
I'm tracking it, bro. What do you think? You think I don't know?
It's not 5 wins. It's 6 wins. I think. 6 wins from beating Don Nelson.
Beating the guy.
Becoming number 1, yeah.
Number 1. I think he'll retire then. A part of me doesn't want the Spurs to win so that Popovich comes for 1 more year. But I think Popovich has done his job.
Yeah, exactly.
He should retire.
He should have retired with the team only. It's like, I can't. This is I don't know why am I going to trade LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan. Kawhi
but he had Kawhi at that time, right? No, Kawhi was there when team.
Kawhi was there, and then when Kawhi left, that could have he could have left when Kawhi was when Duncan had left also. He could have left there because he had nothing to prove. He's an absolute beast of a.
There is something called loyalty, Ashwin. You wouldn't know about it.
Yeah, that's true. But what is the loyalty? Like the team should also have loyalty to it. No, they should be like, you've done your job. Like what is this? Are you gonna get?
I'm 100% sure the team would have told him, listen, if you want to quit, you can quit. Like he lost his wife. He was going through a lot of stuff. So I'm sure that the team was not like, we need you, Popovich. I'm sure the team didn't say that. Said if you want to leave it, but he was like, no, your team is in a bad spot. I feel like it's my duty to like at least get you to a decent stage where you can build from, which I think they are now. Their rosters are clean. They have a lot of cap space. They have some young players.
But who wants to go to San Antonio?
Nobody. Which is why we will never ever see a championship again.
All right, Vineet, we have finished the All-Star reserves, and I'm trying to remember what else we were going to talk about, but that's why I make notes. Yes, you talked about Popovich being on record watch, right? 7 more games and he'll be the most winningest coach. Do you know who the second most winningest coach in NBA history is? It's your man,
Don Nelson.
Exactly. Your old Mavericks guy, Don Nelson.
Mavericks guy. The man who not only made Dirk Nowitzki, but crushed him also.
With the Warriors.
I thought that was I thought that was such a bad move, but Donaldson should have just tanked with that. They should have said, you know what, I'm not going to tell you how to defeat Dirk.
So you mean the 2007 Warriors? We believe Warriors.
We believe.
Baron Davis
he won
and
the MVP. He won the MVP. And then he got defeated in the first round, and then they gave him the MVP award. And it was just like, you could see he was so sad about it. I felt really bad. I remember that very clearly.
This is amazing segue to what I was going to talk about next. But I just want to say that, like the 2007 Warriors, where like the beginning of that, we will only play small. We don't care about any size whatsoever. Like because before that there was always, like you had Hakeem in the center and you had 3-pointer shooters. You had Shaq in Orlando and 3-point shooters surrounded. You had Shaq and Kobe and then 3-pointers surrounded. I think the Warriors are probably the first team who were like, what is a center? Who needs these centers? We will just run around, and like the way they beat the Mavericks, it's absolutely insane. So what I was going to say is, there is this beautiful clip of Charles talking about, how there is no way these little munchkins are going to beat the Mavericks, because Mavericks have Dirk, and Dirk is just legendary. He's too tall. He can just shoot over them all day.
And Mavericks are a 67 win team.
Yeah, exactly. Number 1 seed. Yeah. They played against the 8 seed, home court advantage, everything. They had the MVP of the league. And Charles kept saying that these munchkins can't do anything. Small ball is not going to work. Dirk is going to destroy them. He'll average 40-45 points. And they lose game, I think. Was it a sweep? I don't remember if it was a sweep or something. No, not a game sweep. 6 games, exactly. So they each game that they're losing, and Charles is suddenly getting to terms with that. Don Nelson has told the Warriors, this is how we can stop Dirk, and everyone else sort of, let's just be like, okay, whatever.
No one else was there on the team. It was just Dirk. Yeah, it was Dirk and Mike Finley. I think. I don't think even Mike Finley was.
Finley was there. Dorian Finley. What is Mike Finley? Mike Finley.
No, Mike Finley.
Yeah.
No, Mike Finley moved on to the Spurs. He was in the 2007 team. No, they won the championship. Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, then and the Warriors had your Stack and Baron Davis.
Baron Davis was very good.
Baron Davis was like they were just shooting them out of the and.
No, they were triple teaming Dirk. They were double teaming Dirk before Dirk got the ball. The moment Dirk gets the ball, they triple team. Then Dirk will throw it to who? There's nobody on his team to score. And
this is the year. Everything. This is the year after they went to the finals and lost to the Heat. So there was this beautiful thing happening, and then it didn't happen. So what I was saying is, so Charles Barkley had made this entire thing about that, and then the Warriors fans just kept making fun of him. And now my question is that they've gotten not a question, now the segue
statement.
Finally, they've gotten Draymond Green on their roster, like a part of their roster. I don't know if you saw that news. They made an offer to him. I mean, he's a part of the TNT family now, and this is even before he's retired. He's doing it while he's going to be playing with the Warriors, and slowly I think this probably means that one of them is going to step out. Probably Charles is going to be time is done. Kenny will probably still be there. Neil will still be there. Shaq will still be there. Have you ever thought about what a replacement for them will be? Because they have been iconic since 1989. This is 33rd year of their existence. A lot of us just look at them and oh my god, how can they make basketball so like funny and relatable, and they have all these amazing stars and this analysis and all, but like and seem to have so much. It's like the top gear of basketball. For me, it's like just friends having fun and we having fun watching it. Have you ever thought about like who could be replacements for them when they move, or do you think the show should just shut off like Top Gear did?
I mean, I don't think they'll shut it off because they have to have something for the TNT games, right? So I don't think Draymond Green is anywhere close to Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
I think Charles Barkley is just funny.
Yeah.
I think Draymond Green is just loud. I don't find him funny. And Charles Barkley is actually funny. He's got good jokes. He's got jokes, right? And he laughs at himself. He's happy if jokes are made on him. Like he has no problem with that.
But he's naturally funny also. Like Charles is just naturally
funny. Yeah. Exactly. And I don't think, I think even Shaq is also kind of naturally funny, right?
Shaq is naturally a child. Like he will try to do anything to introduce chaos, and that chaos will be funny. That kind of guy.
Yeah. But I don't think Draymond, at least I have not seen a funny side of Draymond.
Yeah.
He's
smart. He's very smart. I felt that he's very smart when analyzing like games and talking about what strategies could be. Sort of thing.
I think more than smart, I think he's extremely articulate for a basketball player.
Okay.
Very few basketball players are actually very articulate. Like for example, I think this guy is very articulate. Jaylen Brown is very articulate.
Jaylen Brown.
Then there is that, and there's the Orlando Magic player who was the anti-vaccine guy, who's also very. No. Cole Anthony is not. What's his name, man? Like you had Kyrie and this guy. They were two of the non-vaccinated guys.
Was it the guy who was not kneeling down during the Black Lives Matters?
I don't know. Stuff like this. Like even then, like this guy is very articulate. Grant Hill is very articulate. So there are certain people who are very articulate. They have a knack of like putting the expression, like their thoughts into words that people can understand very easily. And I think that's what Draymond Green has. He's very articulate. He can explain a complex basketball movement in very simple language. But I don't think he's funny. At least I have not seen he's funny. He's extremely opinionated, which is fine because he has won 3 championships. I don't know how he would be if he would have not won 3 championships.
Then we would not be having this conversation.
Then that's the thing. So like what is he without the 3 championships? Is he as articulate? Is he as confident? Is he as loud? Charles, he didn't win a championship, but he just had a personality outside that, right?
He's a Hall of Famer.
He had a great personality. Yeah, no, I mean it was just like it had nothing to do with him winning. He just had a great personality from the outset. Like he was the most famous player during the 1982 Olympics. Like everybody knew Charles. Like Michael Jordan was like Michael Jordan, but Charles Barkley was like the next best.
The funnest person there. Everyone was like, Charles is such a great guy. What a guy. Yeah.
Absolutely. And no one knows Draymond Green as that. Everyone knows Draymond Green as a freaking nuisance. They don't know him as like this great personality, who's funny, who's like charming. So I think that, in my opinion, I thought that was the wrong move. I think they're confusing like confidence with like charisma or charm, or which Charles Barkley has in like spades.
Charles was like just this way when he was playing also. It's not like suddenly he has become a different person. He's always been a funny guy. He's always says what he means. And always been like okay with taking jokes on himself, but like don't fighting matlab, he would throw the first punch. It's just like he's always been very, very open about
like he took on Shaq on the floor, like
and that too when he was old.
Nobody takes on Shaq. Yeah, when he was old, no one takes on Shaq. He apparently threw some guy through some glass window or something.
Yeah, Orlando, he just threw one guy over the through the bar. He threw some drink at him. He threw a drink at him. Charles was like, boom, get out.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else would do that. Definitely not in today's NBA, but not back then also.
Yeah, so that's why I don't think that Charles can be replaced, because that kind of charisma is tough to get. I don't even know who a comp for him is in today's NBA. I think the only person who has some amount of charisma without even trying is probably Giannis. Like Giannis doesn't try, but everybody he's like
Giannis is
and,
very like,
you know,
but not as
he's
articulate.
got the
maybe.
charm. Yeah, but he's not very articulate. That's the only issue with Giannis. Who else? Who else do you think would have been a better fit than Draymond? Because I don't think he's a better fit. I don't think he can really get that charm and fun. He's more argumentative, and I just don't think that it will be the same because of that.
I think Embiid would have been fun because Embiid has that big, but I think like you already have a big man.
The articulation part is
articulation.
But the articulation
to be very honest, I don't understand what you mean by articulate that much. I mean, I don't understand it because
I'll give an example. Like we both are not very articulate, right? When we're trying to make a emotion or we're trying to express something that is in our mind through our mouths, we stutter, stammer. We have all these, you know what?
Yeah.
We have discussed about this many times. But on the other hand, you take someone like Bill Simmons or Kevin O'Connor, all of these guys, when they're trying to express how they think from the brain to the mouth, it's just a steady stream of coherent nonsense.
Wow.
But like there's no that's not there. They go straight to it. So I feel that's what I mean by articulate. I think that Draymond Green has that. I don't think Charles is very articulate, but he's funny and he's got the charisma and all that stuff.
And he doesn't speak too much also. Like he will tell you, like
not anymore. Not anymore. He used to talk a lot before. Now he's just too old. Yeah, now he's just too old. Now he doesn't give a shit anymore. He's just going to get paid.
I think Candace on the other side, right? Like they had
Candace Parker is very good.
Adam Lefko and Candace Parker and Dwayne Wade and Shaq are also part of this Tuesday crew. Like at the NBA on TNT, our main crew is a Thursday crew, so they have this Tuesday crew that they try to do. It seems a little weird because like Shaq needs Charles to be able to go off of. Like he can't.
Yeah, and I think Dwayne Wade is too passive. Dwayne Wade is too passive. He's too nice. I mean, it's not like he's not like his. I don't know. If he just does not, I don't think he fits in. Like I feel you need a Kenny. I feel that this.
Yeah, definitely you need one beta person.
You need not a. I wouldn't say beat up. I don't see this is alpha beta thing. I feel the thing about Kenny is that Kenny is like a peacemaker. Like you think
Absolutely.
Ernie is the peacemaker. Ernie is the instigator. Ernie is always instigating, whereas Kenny is like kind of like, okay, all right, I understand you, Charles. Yeah, Charles is cool. Okay, Shaq, okay, you're cool. Like he kind of like brings everybody together, but does not overpower the conversation. Like he doesn't talk that much, right? And I think that's what Dwayne Wade's role was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But he's not.
I think it also, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I think it matters like where you sit also. Like you need to have that right person sitting at the right place. Like there is a reason why I think EJ sits. Obviously, EJ sits in the middle because he's the main host. He's the guy who has to do everything else. They've kept Kenny in between to be that that insulator. What is that word? That dielectric person who's there from a very like Charles is like out of control. Shaq is even more out of control. So you need to temper it out. Like that's why I think like you said, Dwayne Wade probably needs to sit in the middle and. They need to
and
figure
Candace
out.
Should go to the side. Yeah.
They need to figure out who has to be sitting where so that like it matters. Because this is something that I notice usually in like parties or something, or like if you have a small friends gathering, like the conversation really.
Wait! I have to stop you over here. Have you watched Kirby on the
that episode about middle seater, right? What is it called?
The middle seater. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Now that you think,
I have noticed this because generally it happens that the loudest person usually sits in a very crucial position. But here it's not like that. Here the NBA and TNT has to decide whose personality fits on what position in the chair. So. I mean, now that you mentioned it, I think it's absolutely right. Dwayne Wade should not be sitting on that far corner because he'll just get lost. Like you have to constantly try to revive him. Yeah.
Exactly. And Candace has her own thing.
Yeah.
Shaq has her own thing. So I think like Dwayne Wade should be sitting.
Yeah, I think we're really onto something. I think we should get TNT and be like.
We should start a course. $9.99.
It's an inside joke from last time. If you guys are faithful listeners.
That's funny. I mean, I think for me the person that could be a good replacement for Chuck, if he tempered himself a little bit down is KG. Like KG a little.
KG.
If they would have if they would have dialed him down a little bit, right? Because they tried with Area 21, right?
Yeah.
And he was great, but he was just like, yeah, dog, yeah. It's like he's too. He's
too much. Too much is happening. Too much is going on.
Too much is happening, you know. It's like, but he's got that. Like he's funny. He's got all that. He like whenever he speaks, it's funny. It's like he's got a storytelling thing. I like that about KG. But he's just.
But I don't think he. Mentality. Yeah, because he's very like reactive. Like to teach him to be anything else, like you said, a little bit tempered. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah.
Only.
It's impossible. Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah, especially given the stories we have heard of him. I don't know if you have read these stories about him before the game. Like no one should be in the locker room before the game.
Yeah.
Have you read these stories about him? Which is crazy.
He when they came together in 2008, the big three, and they started their that the camp had started. They were practicing, and before they went to eat, one of the staff members in the Celtics thing, he went and started eating. This guy KG went up, hit his plate out and said, "Nobody eats till the player eats." Like the players have to eat first, and then all these support staff, all these other people can get to it. I was like, my God, you need to really calm down, KG. But I mean, that is good for his.
But have you read the stories about him like wanting peace and like just going around punching walls in the? It's crazy. That's just
you
crazy.
You should do that at the thing also, no? The thing which holds the basket. Like
no, but that's different. That's different. Like he. Yeah, but
I'm saying I can believe it very easily because that dude is. I don't know what story. Because like he is just intensity. He like too much intensity is happening there. So what story did you hear which is like you can't even say it on this?
This is all like Doc Rivers' story where he talks about during the playoffs and all that stuff. Before the game, I think like 10 or 15 minutes before the game starts, like no one is supposed to be in the locker room because KG is all alone, like hyping himself up, and like nobody goes inside the locker room. And I think there was a story where once during the halftime they were losing so badly, and KG just came like fuming, and he went and he punched the locker rooms. And everyone, and like Doc said, everybody to clear out like during the halftime. Like no one is entering the locker room, and they shut it till KG cooled down. And like this is a halftime, like so with that kind of intensity, I think
you please stay away from TV.
But he would have, but he would be a fun. Like I think the Area 21 was kind of fun because it had all these like not weird characters, but all these like dog characters. Like Kobe fan characters. I would say like people that think basketball is like this fight to death. It's like
that's true. That's
Wallace.
True, yeah.
Not Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace was there in one episode. Ben Wallace was there. Rashid Wallace was all his chill life, like he could care less. He came like that only. Like I just woke out of bed up here. Ben Wallace, I thought was the most stark contrast because Ben Wallace on there was just like.
Yes,
I was like, you almost destroyed the NBA in 2004.
Ben Wallace, I think Ben Wallace also can't speak really well.
No,
that's what I realized. Yeah. Like he has a problem with talking.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You remember Hall of Fame speech? It was very, very weird. Like the way he spoke. Like it wasn't like he was like you could see that he was really struggling to like make comfortable speaking, making sentences, and that's why you won't even find any interviews of him. Like they just never interview him after the games, even if he had good games.
We learn something every day on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we haven't come up with a better name, which is what the TNT also couldn't do. They were like, we have no one else. Draymond Green. Let's go.
Yeah, because Draymond Green also
you have to be successful enough. You have to be successful.
No, you have to
You have to
be
be
like
successful enough.
popular enough. I think successful not. I think you have to be popular enough so that the new generation catches on, like watches this thing. Because most of the people who watch like this version of it are fans from when like TV was the only way you could watch inside the NPL. Today we can watch their clips on YouTube. We can watch it on
Yeah.
Instagram. It'll be there everywhere. I think they need someone famous. So that's why for me also I was like, I know that they have a great equation with Draymond Green. I never thought that they were gonna grooming him for taking Charles' spot, but it sort of makes sense now. But I don't really know. Maybe they're all tired. Maybe it's just too much. Don't really know. So we'll watch it.
No, I definitely think Charles is leaving.
Okay.
Charles is leaving definitely. Like he was supposed to leave like I think 2-3 years.
He was
back.
supposed to leave like 20 years ago, but then he stayed on. Now,
Yeah, but I think he's finally done. He's 65, 66.
he's-
You know, it's like a very tough thing. And probably he wants to move out of Atlanta for once and for all.
probably. Anyway,
That's true.
doesn't matter. That's it. That's it for the episode this time. Thank you so much for watching. And please like, share, subscribe, do all that jazz. And until the next episode, Vinny, say bye.
Bye bye.